life is all about.
Here we go. And see, well, it's time to make that change.
Apostle, this is this. The beauty of a baby.
It's like we keep giving message after message. We're doing vision, and it's like somebody has the attention of our children more than us. You know, and it's hurting.
Praise the Lord, beloved. We thank you for you joining us with the Love and Neighbor Show. I am Apostle Anatha, and this is a show we're sharing about the importance of PCA work in our community, helping people that need our assistance. It's a job that's very underpaid and is very needful. The clients are in such need that if they don't have a PCA, many times they can't feed themselves, they can't take care of themselves, they can't even get out of bed. So what is that saying to us as a community on how important PCA work is? Now, I got into the business in a way that I hadn't even planned to, but I'm in it and I'm here to help because the need is so grateful. So at this time, I want to introduce Nancy. Nancy is working twofold. She's a quadriplegic, has a PCA, but she's doing something as a quadriplegic to even work and assist. Nancy?
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm a quadriplegic. It's very important that we have staff that's capable to help us out, whether it's just getting out of bed, whether it's helping us with food, getting dressed, bathing, all of our cares. We need competent people, and it's hard to get somebody who's willing to do this for the price that they get paid. Unfortunately, they are so underpaid that most of the time it's easier for them to get a job with a fast food restaurant, a department store, because they're there with basically little responsibility, whereas a PCA job, you're responsible for helping that person with whatever needs they have. But as a person that works in the office, I also see how so many of our clients with different abilities and disabilities need different types of people who can help them out. And like I said, unfortunately, it's so hard to get people that want to commit to a job that is so underpaid. We offer as much as we can, but unfortunately, most of our funding comes through the Department of Human Services with the state, and sometimes we don't really get what we need because of the funding. Otherwise, my other job is to be here. I like working for Minnesota Independent Living Services because I see how they help so many people, so many different clients. And because I do some of the book work, I see that how when we send bills out for the PCA, most of the time we get maybe half or a little more than half because the funding is just not there. And I'm not sure what we can do to increase the funding, but we really need to increase it so that we get quality people. Because unfortunately, sometimes when the people do come and start the job, a little ways down the road, it's like, well, you know, I can make more money doing this or that. So the quality of people is what we lack because of the funding.
So Nancy, could you show us just a few things? We're gonna get the camera here. Can you show us a few things that you can do as a quadriplegic here at MILS, Minnesota Independent Living, as a faithful, dedicated worker?
Well, I do some of the billing on the computer with just typing out the bills. I'm also using the calculator to calculate the hours versus the amount of pay. send out the bills to different places.
So as far as moving your hand, how do you work with your hand here?
Sometimes I put a pencil or a pen in my brace because I can't move my fingers, and I'll just type like this, or it's the same with the calculator. I'll just use it to punch whichever key I can, so it's a little bit slower, but it works.
Okay.
And MILS is working with me. They know it takes a little bit longer as a quad, but I've been employed here for 28 years, so I must be doing something right.
Yay. All right. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
So here we're with Dave. He's going to say his last name. Better off. Okay. And he's the CEO of Minnesota Independent Living. And he's going to give us a background of how this awesome ministry work started and then how it's impacting lives. We heard from Nancy, and we do have the staff we do want to hear from, named Nicole. Dave is going to share with us how important it is as a CEO to be able to reach out and help our people that are challenged in various areas. Some, as we said, can't get out of bed. Some, you have some blind. Some can't talk. So there's various things that this work that Dave is doing and all his staff is major for his clients. Dave?
Yes, thank you, George.
I'm gonna go to the camera around the backside, and I'll be working the camera.
Hello, I'm Dave Benrott, CEO of Minnesota Independent Living Services and MILS Home Healthcare. Been the CEO for about 7 years. Been in business a little over 31. The company was started by my uncle about 31 years ago. So I've been the CEO for the last 7 years after I took over from my uncle who started the company 31 years ago. His name was Mike. He was also a quadriplegic. He originally started this business out of his basement to provide quality care for disabled people like himself.
In telling the people, if you have a family member or a friend, someone you know that's either quadriplegic or have challenges in this area of their health, and you can understand what we're going through to help our clients if you know someone that's in that, have that situation in their life. And if you see, what they're going through, and then we are helping numerous people, you can understand how much more we need support.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
So what we're looking for is community support. A lot of people have somebody in their lives that require assistance from others, whether they're disabled, have mental health issues. We're here to help. We help a lot of people, not just one person. So it's very taxing on us to be able not to have that funding that we need to assist people. We're a smaller business. We were started with a disabled individual, and we actually care about our people. Our clients a lot of them are like family to us. We have probably the most employees over 20 years than any other home care agency in the state of Minnesota. And we would just really like the community support in helping us gain funding from the state to be able to continue to provide services for our community and our family members and our friends.
Okay, so I'm Nicole. I am the staffing manager here at MILS. And I would say that a big challenge here is actually finding staff that want to work and want, just to really take care of the clients. I feel like time and time again, I have these great phone interviews with people, and then for whatever reason, they work a couple of shifts and find out that PCA work is just not for them. And I just want to find more quality people to do the job. you know, I feel like we have a lot of call-offs, and it's really hard to find somebody that is able to step in and take over when somebody is not able to make it. And you know, sometimes that requires myself or the administrator of the agency to, you know, step in and fill that that call-off. And I feel like it's really, a lot of it is funding. There's more funding that's needed to really make sure that we get more staff. Like right now I can, you know, there's about a handful of people that I feel like I, you know, have made a connection with, that I can use them, you know, in these fill-in type basis, and I need more of them. And just like I said, there's just not a lot of people willing to do the work because it can be a tough job, and you know, it's not the best pay, but it's really finding those people that, you know, want to do the type of work that they do, and are willing to be paid the amount that we're able to pay them. So that is why we need more funding.
Now, Nicole, tell your audience what are some of the things that the PCAs do for the clients.
So PCAs can do anything from, like Nancy stated, bathing and grooming, dressing, feeding. You know, a lot of times our clients require the use of a Hoyer lift, so it's finding the staff that maybe know how to use a special piece of equipment. Some of our clients use Easy Stand, so again, it's, you know, somebody that knows how to use that piece of equipment. Some of our clients are on what's called a bowel program, and again, that requires some training. So it's just, there's a lot of different things that our clients need, and it's even more challenging to find somebody that is willing to, you know, make, you know, this amount of money and willing to do the training that's necessary to be able to provide for these clients.
Would you say that the type of work that PCAs do is sort of equivalent to nurses in hospitals,
Yes.
giving meds, making sure that their blood flows and circulations and
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that we do that as PCAs. You know, we do, you know, let our clients know if they need to take a medication, but again, that is set up by the nurse. Our PCAs do not set up meds, so it is a little bit different than the work that a nurse would do, but it's kind of similar.
Okay, so if a PCA doesn't show up and you can't go, what happens to that client?
So in that case, I would need to call 911 and let 911 know this is the situation. I don't have anybody available, and then it would be the client's discretion whether they want to go with the paramedics when they got to their house, or if they're choosing to stay alone until the next staff is available.
And if you have to go, then who covers for you?
I don't have anybody covering my job if I have to go to a client's, unfortunately.
So you're saying the help is extremely needed.
The help is extremely needed, and I do, and I have went out on numerous occasions, you know, to make sure that my clients are taken care of, and I will continue to do that. Because I would never, you know, want a vulnerable adult left unattended. So I have, like I said, I have on numerous occasions and will continue to do that.
And that's your story and you stick it to it, right?
That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
All righty. Okay, so you've heard from Dave, the CEO, you heard from Nancy, quadriplegic and staff, and you heard from Nicole, which is staff. And as a PCA staff here at MILS, I work with the clients, and I know that if those clients are not serviced, their hearts, it's not just a physical thing, it's an emotional thing, because they have feelings too. And if someone doesn't show up, or if something happens and they can't show up, it does challenge their heart emotions, because they want to feel loved. That's why this is Love Your Neighbor show. We have to get love out into our community. Love gonna say, I'm gonna go see about my neighbor. You don't have to be on a payroll to help your neighbor. You may live next door to someone that's quadriplegic or blind or in some challenged area like that. Go out and show them your love. Now, this same love will go also into our political leaders' hearts, and they will make a greater stand for those that are challenged in this area because of their love. See, love is going to cause you to step out and do more than what you would normally do. And everybody needs love. So will you help us to help them so that they can feel that love that they need and should receive? This is the Love Your Neighbor Show. Apostle Natha. Thank you, Nicole, for sharing, and Dave for sharing, and Nancy for sharing. And we're going to hear from a few more of those that are challenged in this area so that you can see that this is not just something we're saying. It's something that needs to be said. God bless you. Okay, so this is what you call, what do you call this?
This is a stand you up, or stand you up and get you up, kind of a lift.
Okay.
Just to get him from the bed to a standing position so we can get him into the wheelchair.
So you have to pump that by hand.
Yeah, because there are others. Right on the carpet there.
So after you get him in the lift, then you lift him up, and then you put him in the wheelchair.
Right.
Okay.
This lift is to get him up from a sitting position in the bed, so get him into this, get him into the wheelchair. And then we're going to have to use this stand you up or get you up, people have different names for it, to get him into his chair.
Okay.
So he'll go from the sitting position in the wheelchair. I'm just going to move this a little bit.
Love is the key. Opens the heart. Love is the key. Give us a fresh start. Love is giving at the expense of self. Love is helping someone that can't help themselves. Love is the key. Opens the heart. Love is the key. Give us a fresh start. Love is the key.
Yo, I got a destiny. So love your neighbor like you wanna be. Come on. Love is leaving out violence everywhere. So love your neighbor like you really care. I got a destiny to be God-style. All my homies are trying to ride in city cars. Trying to be cool and get in the gang. Being down with the thugs, you're doing the wrong thing. But for me, you see, I got my eyes on the goal. When they tell the story, will be told. I'm on the honor roll. Coming through the door with a full scholarship now, don't you know? I'm the best for these.